another episode of Everything Goes. I am so excited for my guest who is here. You guys know I will ramble if I do the introduction, so please introduce yourself. You can make it brief.
What's up, everybody? I'm Hightower. How's that for brief?
Oh my gosh, another humble guest. another number humble guest. But it's okay because we're going to get into it. This is why you're here.
That's why we're here.
So, Hightower, where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Boston, believe it or not. Born in Mattapan, was there for a number of years, grew up in Dorchester, was there for a number of years.
What high school did you go to?
Sensitive subject.
Oh, so were you, every time someone says something like that, I'm like, so were you a troubled child? Did you go to multiple high schools?
I did, not by choice, but
Okay,
I went to Dorchester High.
Okay.
I claimed Dorchester High.
that was going to be my next thing. Which one spoke to you the most?
Dorchester High. I was there for 3 years.
Yeah.
My family moved out of the city and into the suburbs.
Oh, yes.
So I finished my last year in the suburbs.
Senior year? Oh, yeah. My. No.
Yes.
Oh, no. So how did you adjust? We're getting into it quick. So how was that type of adjustment for you? At 17, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
So they took you from Boston Public and just dropped you in a suburb. That is actually very crazy. So how did you adjust?
I can't say I did. At least not at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, another honest king, and we love that here.
Yeah, I didn't adjust. By the time I adjusted, I was out of school by that point. So
damn. I was just gonna say, so did you graduate?
I did graduate.
Okay, good.
Barely. Because it was an adjustment.
Yes, of course.
But
So do you feel like that experience kind of made you learn how to like maneuver with no choice, having no choice in life? Or things before that already made you realize, like, this is how I have to move? Yeah,
part of that happened. I think that's probably when the control freak in me kind of was born. I'm like, nah, I can't let stuff like this happen.
Yes. So did you go to college after that? Because that could derail a child.
Yes, but not right after. Not right after high school.
So
again, it was still the adjustment.
Yes.
So it was a couple of years before I decided to go back to school.
So what made you be like, all right, I got to go back to school? I got to do this, unfortunately.
I mean, I was making good money.
Oh, nice. What did you do? Where did you work?
And I was at Home Depot for a couple of years.
Yeah, so it's okay to have a 9 to 5. Just a regular. Please tell the males nowadays in 2024 that it is okay to have a job. Please.
Listen, you don't work, you don't eat. How's that?
Okay. Yes, but yes.
So I did Home Depot for a couple of years. Ended up driving a beer truck for a couple of years.
A beer truck?
Delivering beer to all these restaurants.
Wow,
so
yeah.
That had me seeing the whole state. I've been east, west, north, south, all of that.
Yeah.
And I was like 21, 22.
Yes, because truck drivers make good money. So
It was crazy at that time.
So what, how did you be like, all right, even though this money's good, I got to go back to school? Like, what was the moment that you were like, okay, I got to go get a further my education?
I think by that point I had maybe come out of that bout of depression that I was in. And I didn't realize I was in it at the time.
Yes.
But I woke up one day and was like, I think it's time. And I just got up and applied and did my due diligence. And
wow. Damn. So your parents didn't even have to push you to do it. You just knew yourself, or were they nagging you every single day?
My mom nagged me every day to the point where I actually did go to college right out of high school. But it was just like...
Right. You weren't focused on that.
It was just whatever. And I'm like, I didn't finish. I was like, nah, I can't do this right now.
So when you did finish, what degree did you get?
My first degree was...
First degree. Okay. Yes. Here with the orange juice. Clink. Oh yeah, I always forget to drink, y'all.
So my first degree was in political science.
Political science?
Because at the time,
yes,
my career path was to be an attorney.
I can actually see you being an attorney.
Yeah.
You have a good poker face. You have a really good poker face. So I could.
Yeah.
So where did that dream come from?
I was young, and I can't remember where it came from.
Yeah.
And I just kind of gravitated towards that type of stuff. Whether it was going to be attorney, the legal field, or if I was going to get into policy work.
Yep.
Like, I had a knack for that at the time, at a young age. I was always questioning rules.
Yep.
Whether I was breaking them or not is anyone's whatever. But questioning rules and laws and the whys behind some of the stuff. And I was like, I feel like I can get involved in some of this stuff to ask these type of questions in the rooms that people aren't asking these questions in. So that's kind of where it started. And I was middle school.
Yep.
And
wow.
That took me through. And if I didn't finish high school the way I did, maybe I would have continued on that path. I don't know.
Yep.
But yeah, that's kind of where it started.
Okay, so when were you like political? Because you is that your first degree? You finished with that degree?
I finished with that degree.
Okay, so what did you do when you got that degree? After you were like, I freaking did this. What did you do? What was your next career move?
Well, I was studying for the LSAT for a couple of years. And this is where my story gets crazy.
Oh my God.
So I'm working 2 jobs. I'm working part-time at Banana Republic.
Yep.
And I'm working part-time at
AKA Hightower is all about the bag.
Gotta get it.
Gotta get it. We love a hustler. Yes.
Loans. I had bills. I was on my own at the time. So,
yep.
So I'm working Banana Republic in the Galleria. And then I'm also working part-time.
Galleria. Ann Taylor. I worked at Ann Taylor.
I'm also working part-time at a law school in Boston.
Oh.
So I'm, that's part of like, okay, if I can do this here, then maybe this helps me get in.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But I was doing that while I was an undergrad anyway. I just kept the job. So I had the 2 jobs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did that for a number of years. Then I saw an opportunity to make a little bit more money, still study for the LSAT. And that's what landed me at Puma.
Boom, boom, boom.
I'm giving it to you, Sandy.
Puma.
I'm giving it to you.
So you get to Puma, and what were you doing when you first started at Puma?
When I first got to Puma.
Yep.
Believe it or not, everybody at home. I took a job in the mailroom.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
The lies being told, I'm joking, but I do.
But I mean, the idea behind taking that job was
go ahead.
It's low level work in terms of, it gives me time to study. There was no baggage.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And there was no stress.
Yep.
So I was able to focus on what I wanted to do, which was study for the LSAT and do all of that. So I did that for a couple of years.
Wow.
My scores got better with
Yes.
the LSAT, but I never got into school.
Damn.
And then in the 2 years I was doing that, I'm like looking around.
Right.
Like, I could probably do something else here.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when the career path changed.
Yes. So you started networking early.
Very early.
Okay.
Very
so
early.
Can you tell people how important networking is, no matter what type of job you have? No matter if it's the lowest in the totem pool? Because people don't know how to network no more. It's not like a big thing. They think, oh, let me just add this person on social media and that's all I got to do. They don't know you actually got to do, like, back then you actually used to have to talk to people, ask them how their day's going, what's going on. So how did you do that? Did you always have a personality to talk to people?
I was going to say, what kind of questions is that?
Yes.
Yes, first, yes. I've always had a personality. But for me, I mean, working in a mailroom was easy because it forced me to talk to everybody. Because I'm delivering packages to everybody.
That's true.
So I'm getting to know everybody. Good morning, such and such. How are you? You have X amount of packages. Where do you want me to put them? And before you know it, you're building rapport with all these people, and you're just talking to all these people, and getting to know all these people. Their schedules. Yes. Their moods. You start reading people a little bit.
Yep.
So that helped. You know what I mean? Just small talk.
Yeah.
Basketball season, football season. You start talking like that and seeing who's interested in that, and before you know it, you're just water cooler guy delivering packages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, and at that point, I was a household name. That's kind of where Hightower was slowly born in the corporate world.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yes, because you got everybody calling you Hightower, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I was signing my emails with Hightower and everything. And,
so you look at that. You was branding yourself.
Come on, give it to me.
Yes, branding yourself. Do you guys? I hope you guys are taking notes. Small, easy, simple notes. Okay, so then who in Puma was like, we got to get this man out of the mailroom. So what? So how you went from the mailroom to which department?
Marketing.
Yes. Yes.
And it wasn't that they came for me. Yes. I went to them.
Ooh, in 2024, everyone always wants the, we're here, everything goes, we're going to talk. In 2024, everyone thinks it's supposed to land on your lap and that you're not supposed to go after what you really want.
Gotta go get it.
So tell the people how you went after what you wanted in that company at that time.
At that time, I was questioning my career. I was debating on leaving Puma and trying to find something to do with this degree I have in my pocket.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, well, if I can't figure out what I'm gonna do here at Puma, then I need to go somewhere else and use this degree and figure out, put it to use. I didn't already pay for it, right? So I went to the chief marketing officer at the time.
Bold man.
Top of the food chain. But now, remember now, I've been in this role 2 years.
Yes.
I've been interacting with this guy for 2 years.
That's true.
He was just a regular guy. He wasn't a suit. He walked around the office barefoot like he was a cool kid.
Yeah. Barefoot.
Yeah. Barefoot, headphones, back before we had the pod, like the wired headphones. And he would just walk around the office with his calls.
Wow.
And da-da-da-da. Hi, Tom, I'm looking for this. Did it come in yet? I got you. It's right here. Boom.
Yeah.
But I went to him one day and I had to go to his assistant first and say, hey, I want to sit and talk with so-and-so. So I had a conversation with him. He's like, so, hi, Todd, what's up, man? So-and-so say you want to rap with me about some stuff. Is everything all right? I'm like, yeah, just I'm at a crossroads in my career, and I wanted to talk to you about it and see what we can figure out. He's like, all right, well, give it to me. What's up? I was like, all right, well, I've been doing all this great work here. I love it here, but I have a degree in my pocket that I need to go use.
Yeah.
So, I can either leave and go do that with this degree, or I can find something else here to do.
Yes.
And I think the quote that I used was, I think I can be a more valuable asset to the company outside of the mailroom. And it's just how, divine intervention works, right? Because,
and everyone loves to hear, how can you be an asset?
Yeah. And he got into the business the same way
Oh, wow.
I got into the business.
Oh, wow.
I had no idea.
Wow.
So me coming to him resonated with him because that's how he got into it. He went to somebody else right off the street and had a similar conversation with somebody, and they gave him a chance.
That's insane.
So he told me he's can't promise anything. Rome wasn't built in a day. All that political talk that you have to kind of say. But within like 2-3 weeks, I was transitioning out of the mailroom and learning the marketing.
Wow.
Stuff.
Without a marketing degree, though.
Without a marketing degree.
So did you have to go back for that?
I didn't have to go, but I did.
I love that. Because why? Why did you go back?
2 reasons.
Yes. Go ahead.
One, peace of mind. Because I also know you got to play the game.
Security.
To compete, right? And the second reason I got the degree was to kind of tie in all the on-the-job stuff I had already learned.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, all right, well, I did all this on-the-job stuff, and I learned this by just learning and observing. Now I got the degree, which is telling me the foundational educational book stuff.
Yes.
And now it just came together. And I'm like, this makes sense.
Yes.
Now I understand why I've been doing things this way. And what some of these terms mean and all this other stuff. So I just kind of learned the book stuff.
Cheers. We love it. Okay, so what would you say was one of your biggest achievements at Puma? What was like, you were like, okay, I got this moment?
Wow. Probably my first time going to Germany. And it wasn't that I was out there doing anything specific. Yeah. But it was the fact that I had just gone out there for the first time. Got my passport. It was a Hightower. I need you to go out here and do this. Yeah. I'm like, I don't got a passport. Talk to so-and-so, we'll get it to you. I got a passport in like 3 weeks. And I was gone like 2 weeks after that.
Wow.
But now at this point, I've been with the company 5 years, 6 years.
Wow. And what was your title at that point? From going from the mailroom to just
Mailroom.
being probably like a junior mark, like you
Yeah.
know, in the low totem pool.
Yeah.
So at that 5-year mark, where were you?
I was a junior production manager
Yep.
at that point. And that role essentially was, it was a global role because I was in the global marketing office, but I interacted with everybody globally. So I had a team here in the office, but a lot of the stuff I was doing was going to everybody globally, Germany, France, Italy, Asia, all that. So back to getting to Germany for the first time, because now I'm emailing all these people for all this time.
Now it makes sense why they wanted to send you out to Germany.
So I'm out here and I'm building rapport over email. Never met these people.
Yeah.
But I'm helping everybody doing my job. I get out there and, you know, introduce myself to people, and it's like, oh, you're Hightower. And before you know it, it starts spreading.
Yes.
Hightower's here, Hightower's here.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, everyone's like, I'm so-and-so, I'm so-and-so. I'm like, oh. And I'm trying to remember where I'm remembering all these people from. I'm just like, I don't know, but whatever the case. But to circle back to your question, the proudest moment was that I came back home.
Yes.
And the chief marketing officer, who had given me a shot, told me, he was like, I heard you was over in Germany cutting up. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, everyone's talking about you over there. I was like, I must have been doing something right.
Right. So, oh my gosh, that's really.
At that moment, I knew.
Yes, you knew. You're like, I'm in here.
I'm in here. Yeah.
Wow. So then, oh my gosh. So you're junior. So you really worked your way all the way up. So when you left Puma, what was your title?
When I left Puma, I was.
And how many years in?
I was a senior manager of the strategic partnerships team.
Wow.
And by the time I left, I had spent 17 years with the brand.
Damn.
And I had covered like maybe 5 or 6 roles in that time period.
Wow. So you helped with your role, did you help with a lot of campaigns and stuff?
Yep.
So which one was your favorite campaign? Rihanna?
No.
I love Fenty. Was it?
Believe it or not.
Yes. I want to know how does that even work out with these people, these celebrities? Like, so do you guys reach out to them, or do their people reach out to you?
Both. It goes both ways.
Okay.
If there's an interest from us, then we'll reach out to them.
Yep.
And sometimes people reach out to us, and I say us like I'm still there, but
no, it's okay.
The partner will reach out to the brand.
Yes.
And the brand would be like, oh, I didn't think they would even consider us. Let's have this conversation.
Right.
So it kind of goes both ways.
I love that. Yeah. I literally love that. So you were the mastermind of a lot of these campaigns, right? And your team. You and your team and all the other 50 people. Because I know it's always more, and you can say it, you know? So what was one of your favorite campaigns to do?
One of my favorite campaigns, selfishly, was a kids campaign.
Okay.
I was leading up the kids category.
Yes.
From the production side.
Oh, nice.
So not the marketing side, but the production side. So the marketing team will put together what they needed. They come to us and we execute.
Yes.
But the proud moment with that one was I had my daughter involved in it. So she was like a year old or something like that.
Oh,
running around, playing on skateboards with kid stuff on.
Yep.
I wish I had pictures I'd show you. But yeah, that was probably the proudest one, because I'm like, I did this.
Yes.
I got her here to do this.
Yes.
On something I'm working on.
Yes.
And it was dope.
So how would you, when you come up with the idea, did you have to convince other people, like your boss and everyone else? And how did you do that?
I mean, by that time I had a voice. And, you know, when you have a voice, people listen.
Yep.
You know, they may not always agree.
Yes.
But, you know, there's a level of respect where it's like, we'll consider that type of thing.
Yep.
So yeah, you know, I've had a lot of situations where, you know, my voice was heard, a lot of situations when it wasn't. But, you know, I take my wins when they come.
Yes. So while you're in Puma, right?
Yeah.
So outside of Puma, what other things were you doing for yourself? Because yes, we all have a 9-to-5, but you're a creative person. So when did you start, you know, since you're being so humble, when did you start your own podcast? When did you start your own, I went on your Instagram, you have a whole film going on, production, like, where can we talk, please? You know, we're going to get into some things. So we love Puma. Okay, great. But let's talk about your production company too and all of that other stuff that you do. And correct me if I'm wrong. Is it a production company? So what is it?
It's a few things.
Yes.
Things. First,
Yes.
shout out to the Sparring Minds crew.
Yes.
What's up?
Yep. Go ahead.
Sparring Minds is the podcast I'm part of.
Yes.
We started that about 4 years ago. We just celebrated our 4-year anniversary.
Nice.
What else? The movie.
The movie.
I'm helping with the movie in a marketing
Yes.
capacity.
Yes.
Shout out to my man Chuck.
Hey, Chuck.
He's the brainchild behind the
You
movie.
got to come over here.
He wrote it, financed it, all that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah,
And are you all black?
all black.
Wow. So how important is that to you?
It's extremely important. It's important, one, because this shows not just us that this stuff can be done, but it shows others that this stuff can be done. You just have to get the right people around you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep. And I know you're really big on being like, are you open to being like a mentor for young black men? You probably get this so much.
I do get it a lot. And I also get that people would have thought I was already a teacher of some sort. It's like, you would have been a dope teacher.
Yeah, you would have.
But I've mentored in some capacity over the years. Never really a formal thing, kind of like a big brother type thing where I'm just like, if you ever need me, call me.
Yes.
And they've been calling me. So I've just been like taking advantage of those moments and trying to help build up, the next wave of folks behind me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because we didn't have that when we came up. You know what I mean?
Nope, we sure did not at all. So you left Puma.
Yep.
After being there for so long, how did you take the courage to do that? Like what was your final straw where you're just like, I'm out of here? Besides money, Like, because if we actually, you were there for what, 17 years. You were there for 17 years. So clearly your whole life was invested in that company. Basically, you grew up there.
I grew up there.
So when did you feel like I need a change?
I mean, I started looking maybe prior. But like,
the truth comes out when you are not there no more.
Sometimes the writing's on the wall.
Yes.
And you can start seeing things before they happen.
Yep.
So I was seeing a lot of things before it happened. I was like, I might need to start looking. But, I kept putting it off.
Sorry, I had to. I feel that was so honest because I feel like we've all had that moment in our careers, relationship, anything where you're just like, I think it's time. My time is coming up.
Yeah, it's about to go down. So this might have been maybe 2 years prior, maybe 3, where I just started seeing things and like reading between the lines of things. And I'm like, all right, I got to keep an eye on this. I got to keep an eye on this because if it comes around to me,
Joe Schmo.
I'm about to you know what I mean?
Joe Schmo's looking out for themselves.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna get clipped.
Exactly.
So let me go ahead and dip before I get clipped. So
yes, and hold on. Before, how many people that you seen that look like you in the company? We're at the top that you're at. Okay.
There was, when I left, there was one director. She's still there.
Okay. Shout out to her holding it down.
Michelle, what up?
Shout out, right. Shout out to her.
At least in my office, it was Michelle. And
because you were based in the Boston office.
Based in the Boston
office.
Yeah. But she was the highest at the time. And like even the amount of us in the building was a lot greater when I left than when I started.
Wow.
So I seen that wave of the influx.
Right. And it's, to me, with those brands, any brand, it's crazy how they market everything to us. But we're never sitting at the same table of the people who's making the decisions. Did that make you feel like, especially when you first started, did you feel out of place or awkward? Like, honestly? Yeah. Like when they were trying to push a campaign that was absolutely black people would be like, no. Did you speak up and be like, guys, maybe we should go a different route?
I didn't always. I didn't always.
And why is that?
For a long time, I was just happy to be in the room.
Yes. Speak on that.
You know what I mean? But when I found my voice and realized I had one, and people were looking to hear from me, then I used it.
Yes.
So I've definitely spoke up in certain rooms where I'm like, no, you can't call this that.
Yes.
And people will be like, well, why? I'm like, well, there's a huge connection to that, to this, and it's not going to work.
So have you ever spoken up and they said, we're still going to do it anyways, and there was a backlash or something fucked up? To be real. You guys know me.
No, I don't recall.
Okay, good.
I didn't speak up a whole lot, so I don't want to make it seem like I was
no, of course not
in the room taking charge or whatever. But
no, it's true because us white people, they don't give us that space. So it's good to be honest and real and be like, you actually have to work very hard to be able to get that respect in the room when you're the only one of your color. You know? Wow. The tea is spilling. The tea is spilling. Yeah. So then that one moment when you were like, all right, I think I got to start looking elsewhere. So what was the then something else had to happen where you're like, all right, I'm going to turn on my LinkedIn to open to work. I'm looking for work.
This is part of why I went back and got my second degree.
Ooh, it all ties in.
I thought I was in line for a promotion, raise, whatever it was, and I went into it, and I told my wife at the time, one or two things are going to happen today,
right?
And she was like, "What?" I'm either going to come home and get this, and with the good news that I'm getting this raise and this promotion, or I'm going back to school. I knew that before I walked out the door.
Right.
Came home later that evening. So what happened? I said, I'm going back to school.
And that was that. Good for you. Yeah. That takes a lot of courage to do that, especially being older and then being at your job for so long. You're like, all right, So how did that make you feel at that moment as a black man?
That's when the clock was ticking. Because I'm like, all right, now I gotta. It's for real now.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I wasted time. So I wouldn't call it a waste. But I sold myself short maybe a little longer than I should have.
Yep.
So that was part of why I was like, all right, let me get this done. And then start really getting my shit in order.
Yep. So y'all know at the Globe, it was a whole thing. Everyone's like, we're bounty hunted. And I could talk about this publicly because we love to brag at the Globe that we steal the best of the best talent. If you are the best, they're going to want you to come over no matter what. And so when you got that call, were you just like, oh, this is amazing? Like, did you feel like, okay, this is it? Like right now, this is the best move for me to do after leaving somewhere for being there for 17 years.
Yeah.
And how did you have those hard conversations?
It was a very hard conversation. Very, very hard conversation. Like I had to practice the conversation with a few people. And,
did you do the polite 2 weeks or did you give them a longer since you were there for so long?
I gave him 3.
Oh, nice.
I gave him 3. And then I took a month off before I came over to the Globe.
How important was that for you, for your mental, taking the month off?
I needed it. I had to decompress as much as I could.
Yes.
From 17 years of this industry to getting into a whole different industry.
Yes.
So I just needed time to sit still for a little while and just get it together.
So what did you do for that month? You didn't.
Honestly.
So what did you do for your mental health? Because black men, they're afraid to say when they need rest. I've realized that. And I feel like us women, we love to talk about our self-care, but I need us women to also remember these men. And I'm a single black woman, and I know that these men need mental health checks. It's okay for them to rest, not be lazy, because we don't like a lazy king, but it's okay to not be okay. So when did you realize this? And what did you do for that month?
I just sat still. I didn't do much of anything.
Good.
Stayed up late. Woke up late.
Yes. Didn't have to answer nobody.
Didn't have to answer nobody. I think I might have gone for walks a little bit just to, loosen things up a little bit. I definitely logged some Xbox hours. Yeah.
And here comes, so you're a gamer? Are you a gamer, Hightower?
Well,
tell the truth for all the gamers out there. Are you a gamer? Another guest that's a
here's
gamer,
the thing,
y'all.
because to me,
yes,
a gamer is like a profession.
You see?
And I'm not in the professional space at all. I just play video games.
Okay.
Like I play basketball, but I'm not you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I play when I can.
Okay.
I play when I can. Yeah.
You're a gamer. I mean, not a gamer. You are into, so what's your favorite game play?
I think it's less about the game and more about the community.
So which community do you like to be a part of? Are you a part of the Call of Duty community?
That's one, yes.
Okay. And I think the NBA now you could.
Yeah, I don't play the sport games.
Oh, okay. So which other one? Anime? Are you
No,
a part of the anime community?
No, just first person, third person shooters. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Add Hightower, y'all. Yeah. Add him on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
All right. So this was so much fun, but I need to, what do you want the people to know about this marketing game as being a black man? Because, yes, tell them we're here to educate and be real, and you've been real this whole time. So what do you have to tell them, especially being at a big brand for 17 years and leaving it and going to another bigger brand? I gotta big up my little journalism. Go ahead.
I think the most important thing
Yep.
is to know your worth.
Yes.
You have to know your worth.
Yes.
The sooner you know your worth, the better.
Yes.
And I say that with experience because I didn't know mine right away. And it may have hindered me from certain things earlier in the process.
Yes.
And when you see the difference between knowing and not knowing, and see what you get when you know versus what you didn't get when you didn't know.
Yeah.
Huge. I mean, had I known sooner what my worth was, I might still be there. Because I would have not let certain things slide the way I did.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's all, hindsight's 20/20, but
yes,
the sooner you know your worth, the better.
Yes.
Know your worth.
Know your worth.
Know your
worth. So where do you see yourself? And I'm going to say 10 years because you've been in this game. So where do you see yourself in 10 years? Would you ever start your own marketing company?
10 years.
Fully?
10 years.
In 10 years, would you?
In 10 years, probably yes.
Yes. Everybody, get your resumes in order. Get them in order.
Yeah. And the way the stars are aligning, that might happen sooner.
Yes.
Because you find your voice and you talk to people and you say certain things and the right person hears it, and now you have a network of people that are going to help you get to that point.
Yes.
So I've been having some of those unexpected conversations lately, so that just tells me that I'm doing the right thing.
I love that. And out of the unexpected conversations that you have, what is the best advice that you have gotten from any of those?
It's funny, I just had this conversation just the other day. I was talking to a young man from Roxbury Innovation, and those guys are going to help me with what I got to do. Yes. But the advice from that was, just stay focused on your goals.
Yes.
That was told to me in so many words. Because I had the vision. I just hadn't put it together formally. Yes. And that's when they offered to say, hey, we can help you put that together.
Wow. That's big.
Yeah.
So big. Yeah. Oh, you making moves out here. Trying. I'm so happy I grabbed you before, you're going to be like, oh, I'm in freaking China, or I'm here. So this was so much fun.
This was dope.
Thank you for taking the time to come on Everything Goes. Hightower, tell everybody where they can follow you at.
Right now, the best place to follow me is on Instagram. Yes. It's at GoodHight. It's GoodHight. It's a double entendre. Yes. Get it now. You might get it later. I don't know.
You heard, man. Thank you so much. Another episode of Everything Goes.